So when coming into a new job, there's a great book out there called The First 90 Days that I would recommend to anybody, that lays out, how do you identify what type of situation you're coming into? How do you adjust your strategy based on that? How do you manage up? How do you set your list of criteria that you want to start knocking off? And it makes the great point that, first 30 days should be all about note taking and listening and not getting involved in making big changes. And I think I was in SendGrid for a week when I froze all open recs until we could fix the interviewing process. Because there's not much that you do as a leader that's more important than bringing in that next generation of leaders and making sure you get that right. And we didn't have a system in place that would ensure that. So we have revamped the recruiting process a couple times now. I would say that versus other companies that I've been at, where we put more of the burden on the hiring manager's shoulders than most companies. I've seen recruiting used as a crutch. We have very effective recruiters who can go out and source talent and do basic screening and get the right candidates and close and all of that. Where we really needed to step up was on the ownership from the engineering manager side, just driving the entire process and providing a level of clarity to the recruiting team so that they could actually do their jobs. And so what that looks like is putting together a very clear job description, then going out to LinkedIn, finding a handful of people that would look like ideal candidates, describing why each one of those is an ideal candidate so that the recruiters have a great idea of what to go after. Then letting the recruiters batch up a number of resumes, pass those over so that there can be a pre-screen before the phone screens. Mm-hmm. And the reason for that is a little bit of customization on those phone screens based on resume can actually help weed out a bunch more. But then engineering managers, so you have an engineering background, you're much more likely to respond to an engineering leader than you are to a recruiter.
Oh yeah, they just hit the spam box all the time. It's like, nope.
Exactly. And so I look for my engineering leaders to go and look in all of those places where I don't expect a recruiter to make much headway.